Hi, welcome to My Husband Hates the Bachelor, where I, the husband, try to recap The Bachelor even though I've never seen the show.
Welcome back to My Husband Hates the Bachelor. It's the first episode of Season 3. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so we are back.
Oh.
We're officially back.
Cool.
I mean, we did an episode last week where we talked about the guys, but the premiere was last night.
So, Devin.
Yes.
How long have we been on hiatus?
I think since like February, March-ish, a couple months.
So in that time, I have tried very hard to jumpstart other avenues of creative success in my life.
Yeah.
Writing new things. I'm hosting another podcast.
Yeah, you're leaving me in the dust is what you're doing.
Well, this morning I'm on a call that could help get me to a national platform, which is exciting.
Yeah, good for you.
But as full of myself as I am in all of those endeavors, I'm brought down to earth by the number one most requested podcast that I do, which is this stupid thing.
I know.
And you people will not stop listening to it and requesting for more episodes.
Well, you should just be less grumpy, and then it wouldn't be as
Y'all
funny.
should just quit listening and quit watching.
How about
and go
you just
live your
start
lives.
pretending like you really like the show, and then people won't want to listen?
You know what I do like?
What?
These pancakes that I made for a midnight snack to get me through this podcast. That's what I enjoy.
Can you please not eat on the microphone? I make this request. Okay, I just had to cut significant eating because Kyle, so gross. Okay, so back to the show. Season 15 Bachelorette premiere on Monday night. Hannah Brown, is our Bachelorette, and she met her 30 suitors, which we went through with Summer and Tony last week. And let me tell you, this was a great first episode. They're usually pretty boring. They're usually kind of blah. I usually enjoy it, but, it's not like my favorite episode. And I don't think this is going to be my favorite episode of the season, but I can say it has been one of my favorite first nights probably ever. I mean, it's one of the best first nights that I have seen in a while.
You sound really excited.
I am really excited. I love Hannah. I love her more than I have loved a lead probably since Caitlyn. And that was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay. Caitlyn who?
Caitlyn Bristow.
Oh, yeah, the other podcast lady.
Yes.
Go on.
Okay.
I'm still eating.
Well, I have not much more to say. It's time to recap. Okay, we're gonna pause and let Kyle finish his pancakes. We'll be right back.
Here's what you do. You take 1 part cream cheese, and then you get that microwave. You throw in 1 part egg.
This is disgusting.
You mix that up, and then you throw in 1/4 cup.
Kyle, nobody's listening to what you're saying because they're so distracted by the gagging that's happening because you're being so gross.
And there's 1/4 cup of.
You know what? I will post the recipe for anyone interested in Kyle's keto pancakes. I will affirm that they are delicious, but I cannot listen to you eat anymore. Good grief. Okay, now that he's done, we can recap. So here you go. Here's your notes. Get after it.
What is the name of the? People don't like this.
Misophonia.
Okay.
I think I have it, but only with you.
Okay. So let's get this over with, y'all, and jump into this exciting season for Hannah B. It's preview of the season. We get shots of Hannah's home in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Roll Tide.
That's right.
Which, by the way, just turn this whole season into a drinking game every time they say Roll Tide.
Yeah.
You'll be just a sloppy mess.
Yeah. So maybe don't, because you might get severely ill.
We watch her finding out that she's the Bachelor again.
Bachelorette.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bachelorette. Excuse me. Did I say Bachelor?
You did.
Okay. Well, Hannah wonders, why me?
That was good.
Thank you. And it's because all of the other ladies said no.
No, it's not why.
There's shooting B-roll of her probably just doing stuff in Tuscaloosa.
She's like walking in a field.
And she is
I mean,
awkward.
No.
But in a super relatable way. You know what I mean?
Well, she's like standing there and she goes, what am I supposed to do with my hands? Like, she's like, it's just awkward to stand there and let people take video of you looking off in the distance. And she acknowledged that and it was nice.
Mm-hmm. Chris goes to, Chris, this is
Chris Harrison.
Chris Harrison. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Chris Harrison is the host and MC of The Bachelor and Bachelorette.
All things Bachelor.
Yeah. Very few people, I'm sure, know that at this point.
Oh, yeah.
But he goes to Tuscaloosa to visit her. And they're driving in a Jeep.
Yeah, but they had to blur it out as though it wasn't the most obvious thing on the planet.
And she tells him that she loved performing as a kid.
She did.
Musicals,
dancing,
singing,
pageants, all of it.
Gymnastics.
Yeah, probably.
Musical endeavors in the symphony.
Oh, I don't know that they showed that.
Performance art, poetry.
I'm not thinking that was a big thing for Hannah.
Well, we'll see.
Okay, all right, sure. Continue. You got a ways to go.
Abstract art. Okay. And she never thought that she'd do something like winning Miss Alabama.
But she did.
But she did.
Yeah.
And of course, the next step from there is the Bachelorette.
Well, the Bachelor.
The Bachelor. Oh, and then the Bachelorette.
Right, of course.
And
you have to
then-
go on the Bachelor before you can be the Bachelorette.
And then apparently the next step after that's, I don't know,
Getting married.
political office. Who knows?
Oh, probably not. I don't think anybody has done that yet.
It's going to skyrocket from here.
Probably in like a HTTV program.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Like
DIY network.
DIY network podcasting. If you
For
you
sure.
fail.
Podcast. I don't know. Podcasting's pretty successful. Almost everybody from the Bachelor series has a podcast.
Best case scenario from here is TLC.
Yeah.
Anyways, so she would won Miss Alabama, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Colton helped her realize that she was enough just being herself.
Yeah.
Good job, Colton.
Yep.
By the way, what was his, who did he get with? I really don't remember her name.
Cassie. And they're still together. Still dating.
For now.
They're not engaged, but they're still dating.
Then there's shots of her teaching dance, which is
little
adorable.
girls. It was so
Aww. She shows her dress to her friends Demi and Katie.
Mm-hmm.
Are they her real friends or are they her stage friends?
No, they're her real. They're the girls from the last season. That was on the last season.
So they're
with
not
her.
really her friends, but they're friends from The Bachelor. So they're
Yeah.
famous friends.
Right. Yeah.
Because we can't actually have real friends on the show.
Oh, you can, but not when you're really close to two girls that were
nobody
really
can.
controversial and popular in the last season.
Okay, well then there's some home videos of some guys leaving for the show.
Yeah, it was weird. They've never done this before. Like, all the guys took videos on their phones, like selfie videos of like getting in the car, boarding the plane, and like saying really cheesy stuff about like going to meet Hannah, and it was really weird.
They're really
In the airport, it was
So
no.
now at this point in the show's history, they have not only given up on exotic locations,
Oh no, they're
in the
gonna go to
budget,
some cool places this year.
but now they've given up on paying cameramen, and they're just like, "Hey, you got an iPhone, film
Yeah,
yourself."
Well, I mean,
Half this episode is filmed by iPhone.
no, not half of it.
A third of it.
Probably like 1% of it.
I don't know about that. They fly Southwest.
Well, there was a shot of a Southwest airplane flying. It didn't have the logo, but I mean, it was blue and red. So
It's the only airline worth talking about.
correct.
Okay, here's the list. Oh my gosh.
I just wrote something at one. I wrote a small thing about each guy as he got out of the limo. Okay.
Then here's the thing. I'm gonna run through this list. I'm just gonna try to get through this.
Okay. First, this is like the packages before. You know how they do, like, for a few of the important guys in the season, they'll show, like, a little package of them in their hometown. That's what this is. Okay, I tried to be concise and...
I know, but this is the list of guys that are pulling up, right? That's what's happening.
No, not yet. They haven't gotten there yet.
Man, this is... Okay, so
It's not that bad, I promise.
I'm going to run through this list, y'all, and if it's really... I'm going to try to not make sarcastic comments, but I'm sure you'll hear it in my voice.
You will.
First up, we have Tyler. He's a contractor, also a dancer for the village people.
You're not wrong.
Most awkward opening package Devin's ever seen.
Yeah, he was literally in a house that he was, I guess, a contractor for, like the 2x4s part of it, like the frame, dancing, like an 80s Footloose music video, and I think he compared himself to Kevin Bacon.
Then there's Peter. He's a pilot, and Devin loves his vibe.
He seems really nice.
Then there's Mike. Don't hate him. Says goodbye to his great grandma first, which is really cute.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah. Then there's Joe, the quote box king, who was mentioned in an SNL sketch.
He mentioned one.
He mentioned
it because he's the box king.
Ew.
Yeah. Exactly. If you don't know, I'm not going to be the one to tell you.
He's Italian.
Maybe don't Google it if you're under the age of 18.
Yeah, he's Italian. He's got really good energy and a good sense of humor.
Yeah, he's funny.
Matt, he's a farmer. Grew up in a deaf household. He's really nice.
Yeah.
Now we got Connor, and he's a salesman. His dad is white. His mom is Chinese and friendly.
He's friendly. I mean, I'm sure his mom is too, but that was referring to him.
So
he said he grew up in a really diverse household, and that his grandparents came over here from China, and his mom, I guess, lived there. But anyways, he was really nice.
Luke had an encounter with God in the shower. Haven't we all? He's kind of a jock, but has a soft side.
I know. He could go one of two ways on this season.
Well,
he is either going to be the guy who claims to be in a renewed relationship with God, but is a total jerk and everybody hates him, and I'm a little ashamed that he put that name attached to his. Or he could just be really awesome. I don't know.
Okay, but we're back to the guys landing in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
Luke says, remember the encounter with God.
This is a different Luke.
Oh, this is not in the encounter with God. Luke says, I made projectile vomit in front of millions of people.
He's really nervous.
Then there's the coolest limo driver ever.
Oh, yeah. He opened the door for Hannah to get out, and he just was, like, standing there, just like, I don't know. It just, sometimes limo drivers seem like they're so chill, and, like, you just want to hang out with them.
No.
Okay, well, he just looked like somebody I wanted to hang out with.
Cool.
He had a good vibe.
Chris says, try a few different flavors, I'm assuming, of men.
Yeah, well, he asked her if she had a type, and she said Southern is comfortable, obviously, but I'm willing to try something different. And he said, yeah, try a few different flavors. And then she made a joke about confetti cake.
All right.
Yeah.
And I guess now we're objectifying men. Is that what this is episode? This is what the season's about? Is objectifying men?
I don't think
as if they're like ice cream, like a sugary sweet substance for people to enjoy.
Is that a bad thing?
I guess not.
No. All right, move
on. First out of the gate, we've got Garrett. He's a pro golfer, golf pro, which may or may not mean he's a pro golfer. He wants to be her hole in one.
Yeah, he said there are gonna be a lot of bogeys here tonight, but I want to be your hole in one.
Cool.
Yeah, good joke.
Next up, we have Mike.
And this is the guy who said bye to his grandma.
Mike's got 5 C's: character, charm, charisma, consistency, and compassion. He's also a cuckoo head. I don't know. I'm trying to think of another C word that describes his.
Well, he just said, "I
absence.
want you to know a little bit about me right out the gate. There are 5 C's I try to live by, and those were them."
Character, charm, charisma.
He didn't say he was those. He just said those are things he strives for. I thought it was nice.
Cute. Then there's Jed. He wears a velvet jacket, which should give away everything you need to know about Jed.
Jed is a musician.
But
We
beyond-
listened to his music on the last podcast.
Oh, that's that guy.
Yeah.
He wears a velvet jacket. He can't wait to get to know her heart. Oh.
Well, I actually really liked him.
Tyler, he's next. He's a D-bag. He pre-gamed a little too hard.
Yeah, he seemed like he was not all there. I'm not a fan at all.
Dylan, he's kind and boring.
Yeah.
Connor S. Oh, crap. There's going to be more like duplicate names.
Yeah, there's a lot on this season.
Ugh.
2 Tylers, 2 Connors.
Yeah.
I think a couple of Matts.
Connor S. He jumps a fence as a joke, I'm sure, and was on the finale.
He's one of the guys that met her on the finale.
Yeah, I couldn't pick him out in the lineup at this point.
He's the really tall one that gave her the thing to step on.
Oh, all right. I remember the step stool, but I don't remember him.
Yeah. We didn't like him on that, but I kind of like him better now.
Next up is the next set of limo. This is just what, piling them into the limo?
Yeah, so all of those guys, with obviously the exception of Connor, they're right up in the same limo.
I remember the women rolling up in their own vehicle.
What?
Each woman.
No.
Yeah, they did.
No.
Yeah, and in the Bachelorette last time I talked, they had their own vehicle because I remember making fun of some of the vehicles.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
this is a limo full of dudes that they're pulling up.
The girls come in a limo as well. You're 100% wrong.
No, I am not 100% wrong because there was a dad car that was Garrett. He won.
Yeah, well, some guys come in their own. But it depends on what your gag is. If you don't have a gag, you come in a limo.
Wow. My gag would be I need a Tesla Model S.
Yeah, well, I'm sure
that's my
sure
gag.
they would do that for you.
And then I just roll up and I'm like,
all right, let's
thanks
move
for
on.
the car. Sorry. Devin says he's a virgin.
Not me.
Yeah.
His name is Devin.
Devin, with an I. Devin says he's a virgin, then says he's kidding, which is a really funny joke to all the viewers out there.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Watching. Then there's John Paul Jones, which again, his name should give away everything you need to know about this man.
Can I do
But,
an
oh my,
impersonation?
his voice.
Can I do an impersonation of how he introduced himself? Hi, Hannah. I'm John Paul Jones. My friends call me John Paul Jones because my name is John Paul Jones, and so you can call me John Paul Jones.
Folks, what did I say?
Yep.
Brian, he's next. He's got some awkward music that he plays.
No, that is background music.
Oh, background music. Did he choose that?
No, that's why I wrote the next thing.
Oh, not a good sign. Oh, because the editors kind of know something.
Right.
Wow, that laugh, but cute.
Yeah, he laughed. He was so nervous, and he kept going. So bad. It's really hard to pretend to laugh and not also laugh. Okay, well, you weren't making fun of somebody else's laugh.
Scott, he's next. He's just so awkward.
Yeah.
And Mateo, he handles his nerves well.
Yeah.
Darren, Daron, Daron, there's just no chemistry at all. I feel like this is that song, Mambo Number 5, but all the guys are terrible.
That's awesome.
Tyler G says that she is the, quote, girl of his dreams.
He said he's been dreaming about her ever since he found out she was the Bachelorette.
That's really creepy.
Yep.
And then there's Thomas. He's just a traveler who lost his way and accidentally ended up at the mansion. Matthew, he's forgettable.
Yeah.
And I think that's we're not quite finished with the list of guys. Oh, okay.
No.
Darn.
This is just the next one.
Okay, and there's the next guy. He's after that list of forgettable people. We get a fragile box coming in on a forklift, and the guys are checking it out. And Joe pops out.
He's the box king.
Oh, so he's already had his intro.
Well, Hannah hasn't
His
met him.
package.
Yeah.
Okay, this is his intro. So Joe pops out, the Box King. Is there a reason he's the Box King?
He sells boxes.
Cardboard boxes?
Yep. All kinds of boxes. Boxes for all occasions.
It's like they're going out of their way to find the worst candidates. It's not a job. It's not real.
It's a real job to own a box company. Anyways, continue.
Anyways, he pops out of the box and he says, Hannah, this package isn't complete without you. Check all of my boxes.
You check all of my boxes.
Oh, you check all of my boxes. It's a different...
Basically, he just makes a bunch of puns about boxes.
That's a...
Move on.
Joey, he walks up with a car seat. Oh, man. Pulls a blanket off, and it's a bottle of champagne. A little heavy-handed there.
He says, "I want you to see what our life would be like if we're together." And so he pulls it off, and there's a bottle of champagne, and pops it open, and they have a little sip right there.
That's a great way to say I've got a drinking problem.
Yeah, or I'm not serious about anything.
True. Connor J. Oh my gosh. Hannah, please just get rid of all these duplicates. You got to pick one or the other. That way, because you remember last season, Hannah, it was confusing with the Hannahs.
Right.
Connor J. I don't feel good about him. He speaks French. See, I knew it. Is he French or he speaks French?
He's the one who is half white, half Chinese.
Okay.
So I'm not really sure where this French came in. But he's very diverse.
Oh, what a cosmopolitan man. Yeah.
All right.
Then Ryan, he roller skates up saying, Roll Tide.
That's kind of funny. He's a really bad roller skater.
Oh. The roller skate thing was kind of cool. He almost had me there, but then he lost me when he said Roll Tide.
Well, he didn't lose Hannah.
Hunter hands her a necktie and then says, maybe we can tie the knot. Mm-hmm. Gosh. Grant, his job is, quote, unemployed. He makes condiment puns, such as sausage party, let's relish this evening, and let's catch up inside.
Yeah, he literally ate a piece of sausage in front of her. He had a thing of mustard, and he made all of these puns.
And he's unemployed.
That's what it said under his name.
Grant.
He's also the oldest guy there.
Ooh,
I think he's 33.
Jonathan says, will you have a pizza, my heart? Are these all fathers?
Fathers? Yeah, they're making dad jokes.
One is a dad joke.
Yeah. No, not that I know of that any of them are, but
Has that ever been a thing? As a parent, been on?
Yeah, many times.
Many times.
Yeah. Many single parents have been on the show.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. In fact, one of them was the lead.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe more than one, but definitely one that I know of.
Then there's Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
He fumbles a football, and he says, quote, looks like I fumbled that introduction. Yeah.
Ironically, he's the one that everybody says looks like a mixture of Tim Tebow and somebody else, and you quoted some show because he looked stupid when you saw his picture, and he had a real big neck, and he had a kind of a dumb look on his face, and you were like, all I can think of is.
Yeah, me and Tony said something. I don't know.
I can't remember.
Listen to the previous episode, Then Luke pops out at the top of his limo, screaming, "Beast mode!"
Because Hannah went in beast mode on Kaylin in the last season, and she did that thing. Remember I showed you that picture? So he kind of was playing on that.
And he says he's king of the jungle. Mm-hmm. You got a box king and a king of the jungle. Mm-hmm. And then we have Luke S. They've got two Lukes back to back. Mm-hmm. Luke S. He's just boring.
He's the one who said he was going to throw up.
Dustin, it's a reunion.
Yeah, he was on the final rose as well.
Cam already has a rose, still raps and makes an effort of it, and Devin likes him.
He got the rose at the finale. And so he could have just walked up and been like, I already got a rose tonight. I don't have to try it all. Yeah. But he still wrote a new rap, and it was nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Then Is his name Tractor?
No, a tractor comes up.
Oh, a tractor comes up, and Matt Donald is the guy's name, and I'm gonna let this one be funny because
It is funny.
It is funny.
It was really funny.
His name is Matt Donald. He comes up on a tractor and he sings an old McDonald parody, which is really funny.
Yeah, he's a good sense of humor.
Yeah,
I really like him. He is also the one that grew up in a deaf family.
both of his parents were deaf.
Both of his parents are deaf, and his brother was deaf.
Wow.
Yeah,
Genetically.
I'm assuming.
Wow, how interesting. It's like it's not like this at all, but it's there's a TLC show of the families,
The little people.
Yeah, and there's the one kid that's not little, and the rest who are.
It is similar.
Genetics.
Yeah, it's genetics.
Crazy thing.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Chosen.
Chasen is his name.
Oh. The next guy's name is Chasen. So much better looking than his picture. He makes a paper airplane. He's also a pilot, and he's very calm.
Yeah, I liked him.
And I'm thankful that he didn't make a joke about chasing her.
Yeah, me too. I didn't think
down
about that.
On this one. Thank you, Chasen. Peter wears his uniform.
He's the other pilot.
There's 3 pilots?
No, there's 2 pilots.
There's 2 pilots.
Yeah.
You're right. There's 2 pilots. He wears his uniform and gives her wings, and that's really classy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's old-fashioned.
Yeah, I really do I really like him. I think he's gonna go far.
And so Devin loves his vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where Devin filled out her bracket.
Yeah, so Peter's the last guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped right then and filled out my bracket.
Okay.
Before the rest of the night went on.
I see. Hannah prays by herself before going in.
It was really cute. You would probably roll your eyes, but I thought it was cute because she was like, just give me the words to say and just help me feel smart. It's really cute.
That's cute.
Yeah.
She says to the guys, I'm assuming,
mm-hmm.
I don't want perfect.
I don't want perfect.
I don't want perfect. I want real.
Yeah.
I want real.
Yeah.
She gives a toast.
And she successfully gives a toast.
She's had a little bit of time to practice.
Yeah.
Then begins the unraveling of the show.
Yeah.
Luke P. steals her first. He is into her. He really looks into her eyes. He's a little smooth. But Devin feels like he can be believable.
Yeah, I don't... Okay, so I have to say this now because it's before everything goes on, and the previews obviously show there's drama with him down the road. I have this feeling that he is really a nice guy who is extremely, he's just not self-aware. And I think he was a jerk and a jock in high school and college, which he talked about in his opening package, and how he, until he had this encounter in the shower with God, which I'm sorry, but it's just such a weird thing to tell people.
Did we flesh that out any? Is there any context?
He just said, I was in the shower one day and I had an encounter with God. He said, like so many people do. And maybe a lot of people do. So anyways, basically he realized how he wasn't a good guy. He wasn't the guy he needed to be, and he's changed his life and is now starting to prepare himself to be the man he wants to be for his future wife. I think that he really thinks that and means that, and I think he's a good guy, but I think that he was kind of a jerky, just a, not likable guy for so long that there's a lot of residual not likableness in him. So I think that's where the drama is going to come out. But I think that he is genuinely trying and that he really does like her. Okay, move on.
All right, that was a good disclaimer because chances sound like he's not going to make it.
Well, he makes it really far. There's just drama.
Then there's Mike. He comes into the picture. Mike compliments her mind. She's got a good mind.
Well, he doesn't say it that way.
He asks her about her, which is very nice. And there's some good chemistry there with
He's
Mike.
The
Who's
only
Mike?
guy. Mike is the one who said bye to his great grandma.
Okay, great grandma Mike.
Mike, I think, is one of the guys that Tony picked, as his favorite. But the thing I liked about Mike that just to say, I think he is probably one of the first men I've ever seen on any of these shows that has sat down and not talked at all and just listened, and when it was appropriate asked a question to continue the conversation, but it was like actually wanting to hear Hannah talk. He didn't talk about himself.
That's good. Connor J, this is the Cosmopolitan. Right?
Yes.
Cosmopolitan Connor gives her a bachelorette party. Good grief.
Yeah, it was kind of dumb.
J. Come on.
It was dumb.
Grow up. It's night one. Cam asks her if he can kiss her. And she says, yeah. It's the first kiss of the season. It's cute. It's great. Chris brings in the first impression rose.
Dun, dun, dun.
Scary music. Demi and Katie roll up. What?
They rolled up in a surveillance van.
Oh, that's creepy. And then Jed sings to her. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's really good.
Demi and Katie, they're spying on all this.
Yes, they are.
And then somebody has a girlfriend at home, and they're here to find him, and then murder him in his sleep.
Oh goodness, that's extreme.
Oh,
no, Demi found out via Instagram or something that one of the guys there had a girlfriend, and had texted her the Monday before this was filmed, and was like, "Yeah, I'll pretend to like her, and when I'm done, we'll get back together."
Awesome. Peter, he's got some really good chemistry. Yeah. He could be.
I think he's a contender.
Peter. I don't think Peter's got the girlfriend. Scott. Oh, Scott is the guy with the girlfriend.
Yeah.
I don't remember who Scott was.
He was awkward.
But he's got the girlfriend, and the girls tell Hannah about what Scott has done. She confronts him, and Hannah's face. Oh
my gosh,
Hannah's face.
The whole time, I may try to find like a screen grab of her face and post it with this, because when he was trying to like talk his way out of this, she was literally looking at him the way that I look at you when you're trying to annoy me.
Oh, that's funny.
She was not having it. It was great.
Well, she tells him he's a jerk. She kicks him out and says, "Get to steppin', Scott,"
which is one of my favorite quotes.
Get to step
ever. She was like, "Get to steppin', Scott." Like he was like walking out. She was walking out with him, and he was like kind of slowing down. And she was like, "Come on, let's go." It was so funny.
Get him out of here, and she steps away. By the way, I'm gonna interject now. I've been pretty quiet about my opinions on this one so far. That feels manipulative on the part of the show that they would do this.
What do you mean?
Because obviously the show knew about this going into it.
Yeah.
And they just wanted that scene to happen.
Yeah.
And they wanted to cause the drama.
Well, no, not trauma. Here's what.
No, I said the drama.
Oh,
they wanted to cause drama. Yeah. And the manipulative part is that that if this woman, Hannah, just want Hannah now, but if she's actually here to find love, then they're going to start it out by causing a great deal of mistrust in her, and amongst the men, which is a fantastic way of creating a lot of divides and a lot of juicy drama.
Yeah, but what they also did was they gave Hannah an opportunity to night one prove to all the people who have said she's going to be a terrible lead that she can handle herself and she can handle problems.
So you see this as kind of like giving her a T-ball and her knock it out of the park.
Absolutely.
Whereas I see it as an emotional manipulative move.
Well, I don't know how it's emotionally manipulative. She literally met him an hour before she found this out. She can't be that attached to him.
Whatever it is, folks, it makes great TV.
Yep, it does.
Someone. Not for me. But it does make it for a lot of people. So there you go. Scott's gone, y'all.
That's right, he's gone.
He's gone stepping. Luke goes to see if she's okay.
Yeah.
And Luke S. talks to her.
Different Luke.
And Connor S., he has a moment too.
Yeah, they kissed.
I thought she already kissed somebody else.
Yeah, this is the second kiss.
Oh my gosh. This is just all about that already.
I'm pretty sure she only kissed 3 guys that night, which I think is really, really like.
Only.
Well, I'm telling you, it's on like the very low end of episodes I've seen.
That's crazy.
I know.
I'm not gonna go.
I know.
You've all heard my spiel.
Yep.
Okay. Cam makes the guys feel awkward by saying he thinks he'll get the first impression rose, the pre-impression, first impression.
Well, he already got a rose.
And
they said, who do you think is going to get the first impression rose? He was like, I do. And they were like, you already have a rose. He goes, points to one rose and he goes, pre-impression rose, and then he points to his other lapel and he's like, first impression rose. It's kind of a jerk.
Tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think he was just trying to be funny. He
Lighten the
probably had a
mood.
little too much to drink, and I don't think it landed.
Well, made me laugh, Cam.
Yeah.
No, it didn't. I'm just trying to help a brother out.
Yeah.
Luke gets the rose.
Luke P.
Luke P.
Yeah.
Luke P. Whoever that is. And they have a hot and heavy kiss.
Yeah, that's the last one.
And he has a kind of deer in the headlights look in his ITMs.
Yeah, which is why I feel like he's like being authentic. I don't feel like he's kind of the creepy kind of smooth guy that people I think he is. But he just looks like a lost child whenever he's being interviewed.
Yeah. Well, we have a rose ceremony.
And let me just say,
Oh.
I was so wrong, which is actually really nice because I got almost half of the people in my bracket wrong. Like half of the guys I picked went home, which
Wow.
makes me like Hannah 1,000% more because I can't predict what she's going to do, which I loved.
She's unpredictable.
Yes.
Interesting. Well, here's who's won. And by default, whoever's not named is going home.
Yeah.
We have Mike, Connor S., Matthew, Connor J., Jed, Dustin, Joey, Devin, Peter, Dylan, Mateo, Jonathan, Tyler C., Tyler G., Darren, Luke S., Garrett, Grant, Kevin, John, Paul, Jones. That's it. Chasen. He's going home.
He's really the only one I was
I'm
like
sad about
super,
that.
super sad. Him and Matt Donald.
Does John Paul Jones have to get 3 roses since he has 3 first names?
Yeah, I'm sure he'd be okay with that.
Funny.
So going into next week, we have 2 Connors, 2 Lukes, and 2 Matthews. And 2 Tylers. So lots of double names there.
You seem very excited about this whole season in general.
I'm really
in a way
really
that you're
excited.
more excited about it than others.
Yeah, I think I am.
Interesting.
I really think that it's going to be a season that is less predictable and very enjoyable to watch. I feel like I can relate with Hannah a lot more than I've ever related with any other bachelorette, which is one of the big things people say about her. I'm also happy that I was right when everybody else said she can't talk on TV. She's going to be awful. She's not. She's a rock star, and I'm very excited to keep watching. I cannot wait. Like this is the most excited I've been for a season in a while.
Interesting. I feel the opposite about that.
You feel the least excited you've ever been?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Big time.
Kyle, do you have any words of advice for Hannah going forward?
The show's already been filmed, right?
I think they just finished filming.
So all my advice would fall on deaf ears.
Doesn't matter.
But it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, nothing was that really that interesting. A bunch of single men showing up making bad dad jokes.
29 out of 30.
29 out of 30. But there's a bunch of bad dad jokes.
Yeah, which I think she likes. She's real quirky. She likes people that are not not too cool.
I don't have advice for her. My advice was going to be don't be on the show.
Right. Yeah.
You could find eHarmony. I've heard has been doing some really great stuff.
They have. They're very successful.
They match you. I mean, they match you, baby.
You're right. Do you think she is going to get engaged at the end?
I don't know. I guess.
You guess?
So in this case, the men, there's 2 guys in the end.
Yes.
Usually, and then they gotta.
They
They've got to.
They have to
get ready to propose, and then one of them's going to get rejected.
Pretty much.
So that seems worse than what the women go through in that final week.
Yeah, but the women
women
still give like a final speech of confessing their love to the lead before he potentially sends them home or proposes.
That's pretty rough.
But you're right. I mean, at least any of the leads that have let guys get down on one knee that they're sending home. I know that in most cases they have said that they would not have done that if they didn't feel pressure from production. So I think production is starting to be a little bit nicer about not making the girls do that, like not making the girl leads let the guy get down on one knee, but
right,
to take away somebody's proposal opportunity.
Right. Just crush him early.
Yeah, before he proposes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Has there ever been a situation with the two guys get to the end and they don't propose to the Bachelorette?
I don't think so.
Like, there could be a chance where, like, he's like, I don't want to propose to you, but I'll keep dating you.
I mean, Colton didn't propose to Cassie.
Yeah, no, but to the Bachelorette.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I've never heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
But, no, I don't know. I don't know that.
It could
Trivia.
happen. It could happen this year.
It could.
That would be interesting.
Well, when Rachel was the Bachelorette, one of her top two guys, she ended up breaking up with him that night and is really sad. But they made it look really sad. She wasn't as sad as it made her look. But they were really into each other or whatever. And he was telling her the night before he would have proposed, like, I won't be proposing, but I want to stay with you. But she wanted, A, to get engaged, and B, she just wanted to be with Brian. And actually, they're getting married in August. Brian and Rachel. So it worked out.
There you have it. One thing.
2 bachelor weddings this August, actually.
Wow. Well, one thing we didn't talk about, and I'm glad we didn't, was that you watched a special episode of all the Bachelorettes.
Yeah, I didn't do that podcast because, I don't know. It wasn't that it wasn't interesting, but it wasn't something that was really warranted like an entire podcast.
Yeah. So let me, because I know there's probably listeners who.
I did take notes.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Let's see if there's anything interesting.
I'll tell you what I saw, because here I was in the room working on something important, I'm sure.
Oh, right. Yeah, you were.
And every once in a while I'd look up and I would see what was going on. So here's the episode in like 5 minutes or less.
Okay.
Basically, they rent a tour bus. They go around LA and they look at some crummy sites of where they filmed certain moments of different shows.
Yep.
And it was a bus full of women, and they're all screaming. Well, it was a bunch of women and then a few guys who were like super into it.
Yeah.
And Chris Harrison's telling them all the different things along the way.
Right.
About, we filmed this here, and then they show us some packages of what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they finish this tour, and they're all super excited about it, and they're like, oh, but we've got one more thing to show you. And then they show up at the mansion. And then all these women storm the mansion. And I'm not saying that they just like walked. They stormed it.
Yeah, they ran.
Like they just destroyed it. And housekeeping was like just crying in the background. Like, oh no.
Right.
And then as they're crying and they're mopping the floors with their tears of joy.
Oh my gosh.
Chris Harrison shows up and says, "But guess what? There's more." And then
he's kind of like Oprah. In this episode.
And he just gifts all of these women with the Bachelorettes of almost all of the seasons prior.
All but 2 of the 14 Bachelorettes.
And all of these women who were a part of the tour just suddenly have the most spiritual moment of their life, where they're falling on the floor and speaking in tongues. And the Bachelorettes are just like walking around with these women, telling them just like, oh, just talking, just having conversations, and they're just trembling with excitement.
Mm-hmm.
And it ends with go watch The Bachelorette with Hannah G. Hannah B. Whatever.
Hannah G. will be the Queen of Paradise. We'll see that when that comes.
And that's really it. Then they have like some moments where the Bachelorettes of yonder days spilled the beans on the secrets of their most embarrassing moments or tantalizing moments of the show.
Yeah. And
none of them were really that interesting or tantalizing.
No.
And I just cannot believe how much I retained of not watching the show.
Really impressed, because you really were like writing or something. You were doing something totally separate.
Totally focused on something totally separate.
I'm so impressed, babe.
Maybe
Maybe that's how we should do this from now on. You should work on something while I'm watching the show instead of me taking notes.
Yeah, I should just guess at whatever the heck happened.
Yeah.
Apparently, I remembered a lot.
You did.
A lot must not have happened on this. Not a lot must have happened on the show, because I remembered and just described it in 5 minutes to our audience.
Yeah, and you really didn't miss
detail.
A whole lot. I mean, there are things you missed, but it was a good recap.
So there you have it, folks.
There you have it. That is the season premiere of season 15 of The Bachelorette. Hannah Brown.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
I'm done.
Thank you for listening to My Husband Hates the Bachelor. Don't forget to tune in next week as we continue to recap Hannah's season of The Bachelorette.
But I enjoy. Our TV is crooked. We need to fix that.